All right, let's open the playbook. Think of this as a strategic briefing designed specifically for the leaders, for the builders who are looking to carve out an enterprise in this new Bitcoin economy. Let's dive right in. And this quote right here, it changes the whole perspective. To a strategic mind, the Bitcoin network isn't some kind of digital chaos. It's a map of a new world. It's an opportunity, just filled with gaps in the market, waiting for infrastructure, for organization, and for some really decisive leadership.
So let's assess this new terrain together. Picture the Bitcoin economy as this huge open source landscape. It's a brand new frontier, you know? It's still being built out, it's raw, it's full of potential, but it is in desperate need of clear direction and solid structure.
At its absolute core, this territory is defined by this one really powerful principle. This isn't just another market. It's a fundamentally new economic environment, one that's totally free from the usual gatekeepers and constraints. And that creates a level playing field for new builders like you to emerge. This is such a great way to think about it. This new territory isn't some single industry you just jump into. Nope. It's a multi-layered ecosystem. You've got distinct fronts for development. You have technology, education, security, finance, and every single one is a potential foothold for a new enterprise. Okay, enough about the territory for a second. Let's turn the lens on you. This isn't just about the landscape, it's about the commander. We're going to focus on the ENTJ personality type, the commander, and exactly why your inherent strengths are so uniquely suited for this new economic frontier. And I want you to ask yourself this directly. In this new economy, your number one asset isn't your capital, it's not your connections, it's your personality. It's the way you are naturally wired to see the world and make decisions. And this is your toolkit. This is what sets you apart. As a commander, you just naturally see the gaps that everybody else misses. You instinctively think in terms of organizational architecture, of infrastructure. You're wired to attract capital and then deploy it intelligently. In a world that needs building from the ground up, this isn't just some small advantage. It's basically a superpower. So, with your profile established, let's map out the battlefields. These aren't just market sectors. I want you to think of them as strategic fronts, where a commander can deploy their assets and build a lasting enterprise. First up, the foundational layer. This is where the engineers and the hardware specialists are literally building the rails of this new economy. Now, it's deeply technical, for sure, but a commander's role here is absolutely crucial. Identifying the promising projects, organizing brilliant but maybe scattered teams, and securing the funding to turn all that code into real infrastructure. Next, you've got the financial services layer. For a commander, this is home turf. This means building the exchanges, the custody providers, the advisory firms, all for the Bitcoin standard. Think of it like this. You're constructing the Wall Street for a brand new era of money, creating those trusted institutions that are going to onboard millions of people. And listen, this next one is a huge opportunity, the corporate adoption front. This is all about consulting with established businesses, guiding them on how to allocate their treasury, and integrating Bitcoin into their corporate strategy. This requires exactly the kind of credible, authoritative leadership that commanders just excel at. So, what's a smart campaign strategy? How do you actually attack this? Well, it's a classic two-phase approach. You start with a service business. Sell your expertise directly. It's the fastest way to get revenue in the door, and it builds that crucial market knowledge. Then you leverage that knowledge and the audience you've built to launch a scalable product. It's a strategic path from direct action to a much larger, scalable operation. Look, a great strategy is completely useless if you don't execute, right? So the source material we're looking at provides an actionable 30-day battle plan designed to turn your vision into real momentum. But first, what's the actual goal? And this is the most important thing to get. This 30-day plan, it's not about achieving a final victory in a month. No way. It's about establishing a beachhead. It's about building that initial inertia that makes your progress inevitable and eventually completely unstoppable. And here's how that plan breaks down. It's a really logical progression. You start with intelligence gathering and self-assessment. From there, you establish your niche, your beachhead. Then you deploy your assets, building out in public to attract your audience. And that final phase is all about converting that initial action into self-sustaining, unstoppable momentum. Okay, so we've assessed the terrain, we understand our strategic advantage, we've mapped the battlefield, and we have reviewed the battle plan. There's really only one thing left to do. And it all comes down to this. Your personality isn't some soft skill. It is your core strategic advantage. The plan we've just outlined is your map. And the mission to build your enterprise in this new economy, well, that begins the moment you decide to start. So your next step is pretty clear. To get the full map, the detailed operational plan, the complete playbook we've been talking about, you need the source material. Your mission starts now. The only real question left is, what are you going to build?